So let's go to cinematography. Cinematography, let's see here. We've got Anna Karenina, Django Unchained, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Skyfall. What I find interesting, not about this category, but the categories in general, there's not a really wide swath of films being nominated. It seems, I don't know if it's historically like this always, but it really seems there's only about 20 films total nominated for anything. It really feels like, not a lot of films are being nominated. I usually feel like there's always like a random one here or there that, you get up to, each category has sort of like an oddball that isn't nominated for anything else. It doesn't really feel like that this year. I feel like I've been reading off the same group of 10 to 12 films all night. But cinematography.
Well, every year Roger Deakins gets nominated is the year everyone asks, will this be the year Roger Deakins wins? The man who did so many great Coen brothers, Assassination of Jesse James. I have not seen Skyfall. I've heard great things, but the cinematography, I'll say Deakins.
Yeah. Well, it's better than Quantum of Solace.
Well,
I can tell you that.
Everything is better than Quantum of Solace.
I did not throw up when I was...
The Last Stand is better than Quantum of Solace.
It's not, actually. And I can verify that.
Yeah. I did not throw up at any point during Skyfall.
Quantum of Solace is my Prometheus, James.
Okay. Fair enough.
I liked... I saw 4 of these films. I liked Skyfall a lot. Cinematography feels like sort of a big award, though. So I don't know if like the Academy's gonna like give it to a James Bond film. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I could definitely see. I think it would be deserving if it won because it's definitely one of the best shot James Bond films ever. Certainly, definitely since the last 20 years.
And a lot of the cinematography helps tell the story too. It's not just sort of like, oh, point this camera over here and let James Bond run through and fake punch a guy in the face. I mean, there's really a lot going on with the cinematography, and you can really tell that was done on purpose. Yeah. There's scenes that we've talked about in the past that really just sort of go out of their way to make you attach yourself to the character. In ways that I don't think a Bond film has done ever before, and that's even including, Casino Royale, which is pretty much beloved by most people. I think there's just a lot of stuff done here to sort of put the character in danger just visually. I mean, it's hard to explain if you haven't seen the film, but there's just so many well structured shots, but I don't think, as much as I want it to win, as much as I want to see a James Bond movie win an Oscar for something, I just don't see it happening this year. I have this strange feeling that it's not going to go to Life of Pi for some reason, and I think it's like Lincoln will win it. I just have this weird gut feeling that it's just it's going to be that one category towards like the middle of the show that I'm just going to be like, why?
I really hope Lincoln doesn't win it because it was just too overdone with the murkiness and the low lighting. I just didn't like the way it looked, and I think Life of Pi is so visually stunning that I think it might get the win in both special effects and cinematography, just because it's so.
I think if it should win anything, it should win cinematography. I mean, that's for sure. Especially getting back to our comments about the 3D aspect of it. I mean, it looks, from what I've heard of it in 3D, it looks great. From what I've seen of it, and just sort of its normal 2D is breathtaking. So it's actually a film. And I think Chris Heller might have a heart attack when I say this. It might actually be a film that I revisit in 3D if I get the chance.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big 3D guy. So when I saw it, I was kind of like, okay, I do kind of wish I could see this in 3D. So
yeah,
it did really well in 3D.
Okay, good. And that's good to hear because, I mean, I'm not a big fan of 3D in general. But when you've got something that is getting a lot of critical acclaim in that arena, I'm going to pay attention to it. And it really took until me seeing the film to make that happen. So I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to see it in 3D. So
yeah,
I was kind of surprised that Django was nominated here. I think it comes down to those vistas of mountains and stuff are just so beautiful to look at that it's easier to get nominated when you're out in wide open spaces.
Yeah,
like
again, a lot of old people voting for this are probably remembering John Ford movies and I would have voted for John Ford. So
Yeah.
I'll vote for this.
I mean, I don't think it'll win, but
Yeah, it just depends on how far into the movie they got, because there are a couple of shots that I think that might turn them off to the movie in general. So I don't think that one will take it. But
Yeah. All right. A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.